Paul McCartney's emotional letter John Lennon up for auction after Beatles' legend's death. A heartfelt letter penned by Paul McCartney, paying homage to his late bandmate John Lennon, has surfaced and is now hitting the auction block. Discovered by HYMAG founder James Hyman amidst a haul from Bauer Media's archives, which included material from the British music publication Q, this rare handwritten reflection of Paul's sentiments toward his fellow Beatle is being offered by our auction in their Marvels of Modern Music sale. Open until June 19, despite Lennon's tragic murder in 1970 by Mark David Chapman. McCartney's words were inscribed in 2005 on stationery bearing Paul McCartney US at the top. The letter begins with Dear Q and reveals it's impossible to sum up in a short letter how and why I love John, but here are a few thoughts as McCartney shares his musings. In it, McCartney reminisces about their formative years. I love him because he was a mate through our teenage years in Liverpool and reflects on their creative partnership. He was a guy I sat across from as we worked out how to write songs. McCartney touches on their journey as a Fab Four, comprising himself Lennon, Ringo Starr, and George Harrison, and alludes to the Beatles' classic, With a Little Help from My Friends. He was a man I admired as we evolved to the madness of fame, fortune, and fabness, and he was and still is the heroic figure whose wit and wisdom, with a little help from his friends, shaped the thoughts and lives of millions of people. Emphasizing the depth of his feelings, McCartney adds, and so much more, with a deliberate underline of so. The legendary musician concludes with a simple yet profound sign-off, Love, Paul. Bobby Livingston, executive vice president at RR Auction, remarked on the significance of a letter penned by a Beatle, saying, in terms of Beatles memorabilia, this is as personal as it gets. He underscored the rarity and emotional value of the item by adding, a signed letter in Paul's own hand, reflecting on John's impact and their friendship. It's a singular piece of pop culture history.